Expansion.
There, I was trying to find the new logo, and I remember seeing the Shady Records logo and liking that, and telling Kirk, and Kirk was like, "Oh, Mr. Cartoon did that. I know him. We're friends."
Wow.
And that's when I looked up, and he had some ink from Cartoon, and that's when I looked up Cartoon stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, this is crazy! Like, I need to get some tattoos from this guy."
Because for the people that don't know or they haven't seen LA Originals on Netflix, which I totally recommend, man. I remember watching a couple of months back when it came out. Awesome doco. Highly recommend it. For that Chicano LA tattoo.
Yeah, fine line tattoos. They
Fine
call
line
it. Yeah.
tattoo, yeah. But I mean, just the movement because
Oh,
it all
course,
blends
yeah.
and merges together. So Cartoon is credited as the guy who kind of initiated that now famous Mexican slash LA slash Vato Loco kind of not the culture but the art representation of it. With
Yeah, he was definitely doing a lot of that stuff.
yeah.
And then so yeah, one of my trips to LA, I wanted to get a tattoo.
Yeah,
And
which is
the
what we're
Chief
looking at
Rockers
now?
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you might be able to see this is here on the camera.
Uh-huh.
So I just got this one done,
Yeah.
and Kirk put me in touch, and
And cartoon is probably the world's most renowned tattoo artist. I mean, I don't think you can say
as
the
far
best,
as I know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he'd definitely be one of them.
Yeah.
And I got the tattoo, and we got to chatting, and he's just like us, like a real guy, very humble.
Yeah.
And we got along well, and I think he actually came to Australia once, and basically every time I'd go to LA, I'd get a few more tattoos, and he'd
Yeah.
come to Australia, and we'd sort of stay in touch. And I'd tour with Cypress Hill a couple of times. I'd met them. I'd met Muggs.
What was that like, man? Cypress is nuts.
Yeah, just huge. Like they were just massive. And
They're
same thing,
still-
super
they're
cool.
Still touring, man.
Yeah, same thing, super cool, super
Non-stop.
professional.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you can smoke weed and be wild and party, but still be professional.
You got to switch,
you know?
man. It's the switch, hermano. You
So,
got to turn it on. When you got to turn it on, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all became friends, with Cartoon and Estevan, and we started doing the Joker brand out here with Don Juan.
Yeah. Soul Assassins. Shout out to Donnie, man. Shout out to Dave,
Shout out to DJ Don Juan. And we were selling all the shirts out here. At the time, the dollar was good, so financially it
sense,
worked.
yeah.
And it was cool. Yeah, and over the years, I just got more and more tattoos. And he's been out here a couple of times, and he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Really good dude. And that LA Originals was funny because I've been hearing about them doing this for years.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and Alchemist says he's got a good thing on that when he's talking about at the time, for a long time, maybe before G Unit or one of these things, but or Death Row. He was like, at one period it was like there was only really Soul Assassins, Death Row, and Bad Boy, but like Soul Assassins have always just been there chugging along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
They carved a niche, man. They got like a very,
Yeah.
very loyal, very strong following. It's like its own culture in its
Yeah,
way.
it's like it's definitely big on the weed culture. All
most
kinds of
definitely,
people,
yeah.
skaters,
Yeah,
everybody.
they cross a lot into like the white boys
Yeah.
and the Latinos, of course. and
Everybody.
rock, a lot of rock and
Yeah.
sort of punk rock people get down to it as well, and that's why you hear a lot of Cypress tracks. I've got that rock thing,
Yeah.
it's
It's very
Rockstar
musical
and all that.
They're like
It's their own thing, man.
They're the
You can't
go-to
really,
thing, yeah.
I don't think you can.
And I
sort of
think you might
compare
have still
them
been
with
away, but
anybody.
me and Don Juan, we would drive. We'd see the Sydney show, or I DJ'd the Sydney show, and then we'd drive the next day to Canberra just to watch the show again.
Yeah,
and
no,
hang
I
out
was
with
away
Muggs.
for that, man. Yeah, I would have
You know,
loved to
yeah.
been around for sure.
But those guys are legends and did a lot of stuff and did a lot of photos, and my tattoos on the. I think I got lucky because obviously a lot of their footage is from years ago. It probably wasn't
Yeah.
high res, but they had some super high res photos of my newer ones.
And it's on there. It's on that
At
LA
the
Originals
start,
documentary,
yeah.
right?